Mike from Wild Utah Edibles here. Thanks for joining me. Boy, I talk fast, don't I? Thanks for joining me. I would like to, I'm going to cut this video into a couple here because I want to take a moment and just show you the details of one particular plant to be aware of here in Utah, in our deserts, in our foothills, and that's the death camas. So let's take a close look at that. I'm out and about. Wanted to take the opportunity to check out Battle Creek Falls today. All right, guys, so I came up here expecting to just kind of do one of those overall mini tour kind of videos, touch on a lot of things, and then I saw the death camas growing there, and I thought, all right, we got to spend some time on this. So that's where we're going to go with this one. I'm going to give you some detail on death camas, something to stay away from. This one I do know, and that is cool to see that coming up in early spring. So we're here in March. That is phenomenal. So what we're looking at right here is death camas, hillside death camas. And this is, I hear some people have mistaken this for wild onion or sago lily. It really looks nothing like those guys. So they've got some, it looks like the curly cup gumweed. There's the seeds from it, young plant. But yeah, this is the death camas. So see the triangle, the way that comes up? That's a dead giveaway for death camas. And then the multiple leaves that come up with it there right from the start is another easy way to identify that. There's a lot of that coming up all over out here. That's interesting. Never seen that before, a little cover on it, but boy, there's so much of that growing here. So do not eat these. The bulbs do not look like wild onions. They do not look like sago lily. If you know what a sago lily looks like this time of year, then this should be obvious that these are not sago lilies. Even if we get one of the youngest versions, let's go here. Look at that. See how many leaves you've got coming up out of that. This is not a sago lily bulb. There's a real young one right there, and still, even the youngest, you've got at least 3 leaves coming up there, and that triangle pattern is a dead giveaway for the death camas. As it grows, they spread out, branch out, but they keep that triangle shape, one coming this way, one going off this way, and one going off that way, 3 different directions. So that's really valuable to understand. Let's dig one of those up and just show you what the bulb looks like. Don't need the tripod mic. I'll leave that here in the car. This is just going to be a quick little walk. Here, look, there's some white sage sitting there. All right, now look at that as we get down in there. Look at what that looks like. Pay attention to it. Look at how big around that stalk is. No, I'm not afraid of touching it. It's not so deadly that it's going to harm me if I just touch it. I'm just not going to eat it. I'm not going to lick my fingers after digging in the dirt here. And of course I would have to break it off. But this one isn't near as hard to find as the sago lily, the one broken off, so you'll probably still be able to get that and show you what the bulb looks like. took a little bit of a twist there. Bring my digging stick. Shovel wouldn't do much good in this area. I'm hitting a rock right there. There's so many little rocks in this ground. You're not likely to get around all of them with the shovel. Getting closer to it. I'm always reminded when I dig these up, they're supposed to be deadly poisonous. And I don't know if that goes for all animals or not, but I was on a tour talking about this and showing people this plant, and we were digging them up, and a gentleman on the tour told me about digging them up on his property once, and he had a whole pile of them. He was, I don't know if he was trying to eradicate them or what he was doing, but he had a pile of them sitting there next to him, and before he knew it, his dog came up and just gobbled them all up. And he knew what they were, and he was concerned about his dog and watched him closely over the next 24 hours, and the dog never had any signs of poisoning or sickness or anything. So there's that story. But I'm not yet prepared to try one of these to tell you what it does to a human, so and I don't recommend anybody do that either. All right, I think we are about there. That's the bulb. All right, now if you know anything about sago lilies, you'll know that very seldom will you ever get a sago lily bulb this big. Now also, look at how many leaves there are on that. See the multiple layers of those leaves? Well, that same thing continues on down to the bulb here. And you get, look at those layers. So you can already see paper thin, multiple layers on that bulb, okay? So as we just look at this bulb from the outside, it's obviously not a sago lily. Sago lily is not going to have multiple layers going up. It's not going to have paper thin layers. When you cut it in half, it's going to have thick layers and no more than 4, usually 3 in a center. Here we can see a layer stopping right there, a layer there, a layer there, a layer there. So we've already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 layers of paper thin stuff here, okay? Let's pull out a knife and just cut that, and look at what we have inside. Pull that over here to the shadows. Look at all of those layers. Now go ahead and pause this and count that and tell me, how many do you count? Who can give me a count of those layers? It's a lot more than 4, I tell you that. Throw it back in there and don't eat it. All right, well, that was a fun little jaunt that I didn't expect. Kind of exciting to see all those growing. Pretty flowers, but not something that you want to be eating. Death camas is said to be strong enough to kill a cow. I think I've heard with that one. But I don't know how many they'd have to eat for that to happen. So flower does not look anything like a sago lily either. As you can see, the leaves don't look anything like a sago lily, so it is not something you should be mistaking for sago lily or wild onion. It really doesn't smell like a wild onion, so just be aware. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. Like and subscribe and share it with somebody who needs to know.